Here.
I think so.
Everybody hear us okay? All right.
If you can hear us.
All right.
Okay, good.
Everybody, welcome to the first look at Shards the Deckbuilder. This is I'm Matt Scott. This is Matt Hyra. I am the lead developer and the lead designer behind the game. So, welcome everybody. Great. Good to hear the sound is good. That's right. It's the Matt Show. So what we're going to do here is we're going to start off by going through a little bit of the game. We'll talk a little bit about the structure, what's here. We'll show some cards, and then I've got a couple people watching the stream. They're going to maybe let us know if you guys have any questions, but it is admittedly a little difficult to flip back and forth between the folks in the chat channel and the game. So if we miss your questions, I apologize in advance. Also, just the normal disclaimers here. This is a beta, so you're going to see some bugs, hopefully not a whole lot, but it is still in development, which is why we haven't started the actual official beta. Are we getting a pretty bad echo? Okay. All right. I'm getting the high sign here. All right. So let's jump in. And here we go. This is Shards. A lot of people have asked a little bit about formats, so the beta is going to start on iOS and hopefully Android at the same time. But we do have plans to do Shards on PC and Mac as well, so eventually we'll be distributing right off the regular website. You can download the game or through Steam and obviously the app stores. So, but this was designed mobile first, so that's where we're going to start, is with iOS and Android. So I'm going to take a real quick survey through the game. Matt will chime in here with feedback as I go. One of the big things I think, we've got the, by the way, on the screen here, we've got on the left at the bottom there, you can see the sign up. So if you're interested in participating in the beta, we do have a lot of folks signed up, but if you want to join, you can go to 80arcade.com, the newsletter page there, and sign up. And then we have a Discord channel for folks that are already talking about the game. We're posting cards and answering some questions. We are going to plan on doing an AMA, but if you want to get some questions or answered sooner, you can probably get us on the Discord channel, which is at the bottom right. So
you first, might not want to reference anything we're doing currently as important, because we might miss it for 5 minutes. So
Yes, we're not going to get to it for the next couple of minutes. So we'll start with the card gallery. This is in-game. You can go through and see all the cards in any specific set. Right now we've got set 1 turned on, which is up here. So let's talk about a deck builder really quick.
Right.
So what is Cerebus?
Sure. Cerebus is the engine name for the Cryptozoic line of deck building games. Okay. And we've got a lot of trading card game players watching this right now, some of whom seem to know what a deck builder is, but for those who don't, trading card game is where you gather up a bunch of cards from booster packs and whatnot and build a deck. A deck building game is really an offshoot of a trading card game. It's like, why not have the game be building your deck? So everyone's going to start out with 10 cards, typically 10 cards. There's a lot of different deck builders out there. Some use 10, some use 11, some use 12. We use 10. Everyone's going to start out with the same deck of 10 cards, and with those starting cards, you're going to buy cards to make your deck bigger and better. And you're going to be reshuffling your very small deck, and those cards you've bought will get added to your deck. And so as you continue to shuffle and buy more cards, your cards get better and better. You can destroy some of those older cards, bad cards, things like that, so that eventually your deck is like honed down to a fine a machine, an engine. So it's a little different than a trading card game, where you're not going to reshuffle your deck unless you have some special cards. Right. Here, you're going to be automatically reshuffling your deck a lot during the game.
And the main thing, so no boosters.
No booster packs.
So there's no, like, you're not going away and creating a deck already before you start the game. The game is creating the deck.
That's right. There's one main deck where all of the good cards you want to buy are going to come out of. There are different deck builders do it different ways. Some use separate piles. We use one main pile and a 5-card lineup. And at the start of each turn, you're going to see 5 cards, and as people buy them, those will move out of the lineup and new cards will fall in.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about that idea. Your opening hand, you said, is about 10 cards.
Your opening hand, you got a 5-card hand, so
Mhm.
that's a standard, and that's not like a TCG style. You're gonna like your hand is gonna kind of be high and then go to low. Here, you're gonna get a new 5-card hand every time,
Right.
and you're gonna use those cards to do the best you can and buy the best cards you can.
Cool.
You also have a champion. We'll save some of that.
We'll
just
get
as
there.
a highlight.
So one of the cards that's in the opening hand, you have 10 cards, 7 of which are shards. I've
7
got this on the screen.
shards. Yep.
And that's a really basic starter card. So it
The
didn't
most
cost you anything to
basic.
get it.
Right.
If I play that card, I'm going to get 1 power. So talk about power.
Right. Power is the currency of the game, so that is how you buy cards. You can actually see in the lower right-hand corner, that is the cost of a card. Currently, the shard you're seeing is a 0,
Mhm.
and the star is the victory point value. This is a competitive game. You are trying to get the most victory points by the end of the game. You're going to have 7 shards and 3. Should we show them the other? What the?
Yeah. No.
So power is the currency in the game, and as you generate power, you're going to use that power to buy cards. Cards will have a cost, typically from 2 to 7 in the lineup.
Yep.
Okay, but to keep things slightly randomized, your deck also has 3 dinglers in it to start. And as we know, dinglers, they don't do much.
They're pretty useless.
They are very useless. So with a 10-card deck and 7 shards and 3 dinglers, your first hand is going to be 2 power to 5 power.
Somewhere in the middle. Yeah.
Somewhere there. And then your second hand will be the inverse of whatever the first was.
Cool.
So if it was, 2 then 5, or 3 then 4, or 4 then 3, some variation on that.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So you're right. Secretly, the dinglers are planning to take over the world, but in our game, they're not so powerful.
And there are ways to get rid of those dinglers, as we will hopefully see.
So let's put up a little bit more powerful card, and you can speak a little bit to kind of what it does. So this is an example of like a regular card. It would come up in the main lineup, and then you would use power to buy it.
Right. So if you're lucky and you get a 4-card opening hand, and the Crypt Curse Temptress just happens to be in that lineup, you can spend your 4 power to buy that card. That card immediately goes to your discard pile, and then when your deck depletes, that card is going to get shuffled back into your deck. When you draw it, you will then get its power, and in this case, an attack that's going to do some damage to your opponent's hands.
Cool.
Of course, early in the game, they're probably going to have some dinglers to get rid of, so it's maybe not going to hurt too bad. So
this card obviously more powerful towards the
it gets more powerful. I mean, it's certainly nice to have early, because but you want to make sure you get it and someone else doesn't, if you care about that.
Sure.
About your cards.
All right, so let's talk a little bit. You mentioned something called a champion, so let's talk about that. I'm gonna pull up a champion real quick here.
Great.
I'm looking for one specifically. All right, here we go. So walk us through a champion.
Sure. So this is, people who play Hex are familiar with the champion. They've got, you've got a character who has an ability that is going to give you a certain strategy. And so as you buy cards, you're going to be looking for cards that synergize with the champion you've chosen. Now, you will have a choice of champion, and we'll get to that when we start up the game, but there are 8 different champions, one for each. We actually have them along the racial lines of Hex, because we wanted to show off. This first set, we just decided to do it just to show off a little bit of Hex here.
Cool. Okay. Cool. So 8 champions. That's going to be per set.
Right. You'll have a choice of 8 champions per set. You'll have a choice of 2, and we'll show you when we start the game. You'll see how that works.
And that was pretty intentional. So so just having said it, so shards will support up to 4 players at once. Right. That's either offline with you and 3 AIs,
or 3 AI. You can set it however you want.
Or online with any mixture of the 4, right? So you plus maybe 1 live real opponent and 2 AIs. You can really mix and match here.
If you're trying for a 4-player game and you got 3 people in it and it's 4 in the morning, you're just like, let's just get it going. Add AI, boom. You get going. Just
and I personally feel like the kind of our favorite version of this is 3 players.
I think 3 players is probably the best, but 4 players is just a different experience.
It's a little more chaotic. Cards are going all over the place.
With more players, there's a little bit more attacks. You get it's just a little, it's a little more chaotic. I guess you could say, yeah.
So,
but fun. Still
Yeah.
fun.
So the goal of a deck builder is victory points. Do you want to talk about that?
Ultimately, it is victory points. Yeah, that little star in the lower
So I'm
in the
going to
lower
put
left
one.
corner.
I'm going to put one of those up here really quick, just so we can.
How about throw up an asterisk one?
Ah, all right. So we're going to talk about quest cards.
Sure. So that star is the victory point area, and the zero cost, the 0 stars, like your starter cards, are pretty bad. They're not going to do anything
At the
much
end of the
for
game,
you at
they're
the end
not
of the
going to
game.
count.
Not going to count for anything, unless a card specifically says otherwise,
Yeah.
but doesn't in set 1. Some cards actually have an asterisk down there, and that means the card tells you some way to increase that number, and that number will dynamically increase during the game. So if you've got if you've got 4 blossoming concubines in your deck,
That gets pretty crazy.
which can happen.
Yeah.
Only 2 start out in the main deck. If you guys are reading it right now, you might see how that works.
Sure.
If you've got 4 of them in your deck, they're each worth 1 point for each other. So they would actually have a 3 down in that star, even while you're playing the game. So you'll be able to keep track of who's got how many points, and not only on the cards, but on your champion.
Yeah.
The champions, you will be able to see who's got how many victory points. So when you have an attack that you can only hit one person with,
you can kind of look up there and
kind of see.
We'll show you guys when we get in the game kind of who's winning or how we calculate that.
There are ways to take down the leader a little bit.
I think we're almost ready to jump in the game and kind of keep going through that, but we'll pull up one more card just because I think it's an important
boss. Maybe?
Yeah, we're going to pull up Ernaz. So so this is the concept of bosses. Talk about bosses.
Right. So in addition to the 5-card lineup, there's also a boss stack, and these are the big baddies that everyone's trying to take down.
How many of these per set?
There are 12 per set, but you'll be playing with typically 7 or 8, depending on how many players. The more players there are, the fewer the bosses, because the game would naturally go a little longer.
Yeah.
This game does allow for live play, but it also allows for asynchronous play.
Cool.
So you don't want, and that's there's variables for that.
Sure.
That may or may not be in the beta. But bosses are big victory points. They're really expensive. Like I said, the lineup is cost from 2 to 7. The bosses are 8 and up.
Yeah.
So, but their victory points are very good comparison. You might have 4 and 5 cost guys with only 1 VP, so that's not a great ratio, but you can see Urnaz with an 8 cost, 4 VP. That's a 50%.
And then they do something unique when a boss appears.
That's right. Yeah, each boss is going to, when you look at a boss, you're going to see its playability, but when it shows up, it makes a group attack against everybody, because this boss wants to, these are the badasses on the board, and they're going to make their presence known. They're going to attack each player. Now, because this is an asynchronous game, you're going to get attacked at the start of your next turn, but you need to defend yourself because these bosses can really
do some pretty vicious stuff.
They can ruin your day.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And so it's a good point. So the whole game was designed asynchronously, which means that not all the players have to be online at the same time. Like I can be doing my turn, you can be off getting coffee, and then come back to the game. It just means that there's never the need for the game to kind of pause and then wait for you to do something and then get control back. It's all designed to be pretty smooth. We've got a couple questions really quick. So I noticed, all right, well, great. Actually, Paladin's helping us out. So yes, we are looking at a 2018 release. Beta is hopefully around the corner very soon. We'll talk about that at the end of the stream. What does attacking mean?
Sure. Attacking is, there's 2 types of attacks. There's attacking everyone, and there's attacking a foe of your choice.
Yep.
So just by playing an attack card, you're generating a negative effect that is going to hurt someone else in some fashion.
Sure. Could be take away victory, could be discarding a card, could be anything they're going to have to try to defend against.
Losing a card from their hand, gaining a bane, which is a bad thing, as Hex players would know.
Sure.
So yeah, if it hits everybody, you just play the card, no problem. But when your opponents, as their turns start, you will notice that they are being hit or able to defend themselves, because in addition to attack cards, they're also defense cards. If you have a defense card in your hand, you can use it to avoid an attack.
Cool.
Okay.
So here's our Bane. So on that lower left-hand side, we've got the victory points, and normally they're positive, right? So or 0, and they're going to add up to a number. Banes kind of hurt that. They take away victory.
Banes are real bad because not only do they take away victory, but when you draw them, wow, worthless.
They're useless, right?
Yeah, your total power for the turn just went down.
Okay.
So, yeah. So when you have a choice for a foe for an attack, the game interface will allow you to drag the target onto the attack, and you'll hopefully we'll see.
We're gonna demo all that here in a sec. Let's pull up one other card, and I think we're probably ready to jump in. I want to just show a Valor actually. Just I'm not seeing it here. Oh, you know what? It's at the very top. So we'll talk about Valor cards just really quickly.
Sure.
At the start of the game, there's two stacks. We get the main deck. We've got our bosses, but there's two extra stacks. One of them is Banes, which are limited. There's only
there's 20 Banes in the stack. So if somebody gets really out of control with a Bane delivery system, eventually it's going to shut off. So you
limited Banes.
You won't get snowed under.
And then there's these guys.
And then there are Valors. Now, we've got the lineup of 5 cards. That's ever-changing. We've got the boss stack. The Valor stack is actually a stack of cards. They're all the same. They're all Valors, and they all sit in a stack off to the side. And you can buy from that stack at any time. So if you can't afford things in the lineup, or your hand was completely decimated or whatever, the Valors are always available to be bought.
Cool.
And it's a pretty good return. 2 power. For you're paying 2 power to get a card worth 2 power, but that's 0 victory points, and it also doesn't have a card type, so that might hurt you as well down the line. For comboing, doing comboing, the Valor is not very good for combos, but it's good for power. It's just not good for victory points. So if you buy too many of those, you're just going to fall a little bit behind on the victory point. But it's a great early buy if you can't find anything else.
Cool. All right, and then you mentioned ongoings or locations, so let's talk about one of those really quick.
Sure.
Pull that up. I think one of my favorites. Easy, quick one.
Go.
So we've got cards you play,
and
then when you're done with your turn, those cards all get swept away. They go in your discard, and that's how we kind of cycle our deck.
Right.
These are a little different.
These are different. When you play an ongoing card, for instance, locations, you'll play it, and it will immediately go to your ongoing zone. So that card is going to stay in play for the rest of the game, unless some nefarious entities mess with it.
Okay.
So, and you're going to be able to use that every turn. So if you've got a bunch of heroes in your deck, this is a good buy for you, because now every time you play a hero for each turn after, you're going to be getting an extra card.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I think we'll just check the stream here. Beta keys are not going out yet. We are super close. Let's talk about the team a little bit and kind of how this came about. So the partners of 80 Arcade are the partners in Cryptozoic and Little Orbit, and this game has been published on a physical level. The Cerberus games has been published for many years, about 8 years, I think, at this point.
6
years. All right.
Yeah. The Cerberus line of deck building games has been around for about 6 years, and many dozens of
different box products, like DC Comics, Lord of the Rings, Street Fighter, a bunch of these, millions of copies sold. And so it's been, there's a lot of them out there. This is the first time it's been done digitally.
It is.
And so this was a small team. I think all the core members, maybe it was 6 or 7 people. So what you're going to see today is the development effort of trying to. That's right. We did the NHL version, but you're seeing the results of a very small team. So if we're not trying to be vague or cagey with the release date of beta, we're just trying to get it to a stable place, so we don't waste the beta testers' time. It is literally just polishing up a couple last little things. There's a little bit of multiplayer stuff we're working on, and then you will see some bugs today. But in full transparency, this is going to be a very open beta where you guys are going to see bugs. I'm head of development. We're not trying to hold it back too long. I think we all want to get in and start playing and having a good time. Yeah. So let's jump into the game, and we'll kind of narrate through that. So here we go. Back to our game scene. We mentioned the card gallery, and so here's a place where you can go in, and as we release new sets, you're going to be able to go in and preview all of those. So if you guys want to take a look, there are 14 actions in set 1. And I'm just going to flip through a couple. After this stream, I believe we have a couple folks that are willing to host the card set. So we may just put up the card set as it stands right now after the stream. Sure. And if you're in the Discord channel, that will be made available. So I'm not going to take a whole lot of time going through the cards, but hopefully after this, you guys can all dive in and have at and get to see all the fun stuff. So typically,
that little brown number, that is how many copies of that card are in the main deck.
In the main deck, right? And that will change based on format. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but yeah, for set 1 in normal mode, when you're just playing it, for instance, we've got Ozawa's Totem up here. There are 2 of those in the main deck, so you have a chance of drawing it twice.
Of
getting it twice, yeah. And then we got 12 bosses. Each boss, like what Hyra was saying, has a power, so it's an actual card. You can buy it, but when it comes out,
when you beat it, let me just.
Okay,
when you beat it, you do add that to your deck, so
it's
into your discard pile. So you'll be, if you beat Bogberg, you're going to be +3 power and draw a card every time you play that card from now on.
Yeah. So. The group attack.
Yeah, if you click on that little skull down there, or tap on it, or however you do it, you're going to be able to see its group attack. That group attack is only, that text is only applicable when it first flips up on that boss stack and makes that attack against everybody.
Yeah, so it's kind of like when that boss shows up, he attacks everybody. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, it's kind of like a first appearance attack.
Cool.
Essentially.
We talked about champions real quick, so we'll show off some of those. Some of these have been spoiled. I think we showed off. Sagebrush was the one I think we showed off over Discord.
Bertram, I believe.
And Bertram, yeah.
Possibly Urgnok, actually.
Urgnok. A lot of very fun champions in this first set. Heroes, I'm going to flip through those a little bit. You'll see those come up in game. Locations are the ones we talked about. These are the ongoing cards, so once you put them out, they stay on the board. And then villains. So in a Cerberus game, you've got actions, artifacts, bosses, champions, heroes, locations, and villains. Those are the general categories of cards, plus a couple extra.
Different Cerberus games have kind of monkeyed with the specific namings, you know, things like that.
Good point.
We had maneuver in one of
things, or equipment, I think, in some.
But for Hex, you know, we wanted to go with artifacts and actions. So.
All right. So one of the things we're going to do during the stream, by the way, and I'm going to get help from my off-screen assistant here. We're going to be giving away some stuff, and I'll go into the store in a little bit and we'll show what that looks like. But there are some ways to kind of customize the game, and we'll give away some codes that can be redeemed once the game launches. So when that happens, I'm sure I'll flip over the stream here, and we'll get a little help so they can kind of announce who is in the stream and who won and that sort of thing. All right, so we're going to go back here. All right, so let's get into a game and kind of play it out. You guys can kind of see what's happening. So I'm going to create. This is an offline game, just a quick game. We're going to play the AI. Admittedly, I'm going to make more disclaimers. This is the easy AI. He's not very smart yet. He does do some things, but in general, he's not very difficult. So he's going to make some silly choices, and we're going to make fun of him. Is what's going to happen here. This is the game configuration. So I am the local player. I can set this up for as many AI players as I want. Like I said, we're gonna play the easy. So for this game, we're gonna play 2 AI.
The easy AI doesn't bother to destroy cards.
He's not good at valuing things
or do that?
Yeah, we don't want to lose on the stream. That'd be really embarrassing.
All right.
So we've got 2 choices. Wow, two of the more complex champions. We're just going to jump right in.
No, that's great. Those are random. We had no clue what was going to come up.
So let's pull up Zorzum here, just to give the folks watching the stream a chance to kind of see him. He's fun. He's all about attacking.
He is all about attacking. Yeah,
and so
Venom kind of have an attack theme. A
propensity for attacking. They're
pretty violent.
They're pretty violent. So basically, what we're going to do is we're going to be our build around for this guy. If we're going to play Zorzum, we're going to be feeding off of attacks. So any attack I buy has the ability, the first attack I buy in a turn has the ability to be put at the bottom of my main deck. Just means I'm going to get it a little quicker. Instead of going to the discard, it's going to go to the bottom of my main deck.
When it goes to the discard, you might not get it for a couple turns, but for a couple extra turns after your shuffle. But when it's on the bottom of your deck, you know when it's coming.
Yeah. Now the other cool thing is, if I have an attack in my hand, the starting hand, the first 5 cards I have, I can actually choose at the beginning of my turn. I can discard it to draw 2 cards, so I can kind of game. He's actually really fun and probably one of the more complex bosses to play. Monica is also maybe one of the other more complex bosses to play. She's a shin hair, so
She's all about the weenie strategy.
Well, Shinhair are kind of vicious too. They kind of sacrifice themselves. They do a lot of weird stuff.
Yeah, right. Well, when you have a big army, you have a lot of pawns.
Shinhair are basically like feudal bunny rabbits, right? This sort of like
Bushido bunnies.
Bushido, yeah.
Right.
And so she has an interesting mechanic. She can, at the end of her turn, if you gained 2 or more cards, you have the option of either destroying a card, which would be very typical of Shinhair,
right,
or you can draw an extra card. So you again, you have this variability at the end. So we're going to see this too. So I tell you what, we're going to let the folks on the stream vote a little bit. Who do they want us to see?
For the next 20 seconds.
We're going to wait for 20 seconds. Who do you want to see us play? These are both a little complex. We're going to play a couple games here. But if you guys want to just start throwing out either Monika Shin or Zorzum, spiders. I'm seeing a lot of spiders. I saw at least 3 right. Okay, we're gonna go with Zorzum. I think Zorzum's the winner.
All right, it's like 10-2.
So the way this works is I'm gonna actually drag him.
As soon as you engage it, it'll show up there. The box will start highlighting over by your deck. You drag it down, you pop it in, and there it is.
And now I'm Zorzum. So the
and we didn't go first. The AI went first, and he took his turn.
Yep.
We kind of we had a 5 shard opening hand. Pretty good.
I'm gonna slow this down a little bit just so you guys can see the cards a little better. But so let's talk about the board a little bit here. So up at the top, we've got our various opponents here. So going in the first position, this is random every game. You don't know if you're going to go first or not. But computer AI number 1 here is playing Bertram. So Bertram's kind of our artifact guy. He's one of the dwarves. He's going to play off a lot of artifacts.
He went first. That's why he's the leftmost character up there. That's his discard pile.
So he immediately jumped in, bought the hero champion right off, or sorry, the hero location right off the main deck.
If that had been an artifact location, we might have already lost the game.
We might.
Not quite.
Bertram actually, the AI plays really well. I've actually lost games to Bertram, but so we're number 2. We're up here, and then Sagebrush is the second AI that we're going to be competing with here. So here's our main lineup, and good board for Bertram. He's already got an artifact on the board for him. Not such a great board for us because we don't actually have any attacks.
No attacks, and there's 2 defenses out there. And so once we do get attacks, people are going to.
We probably want to grab one for just to keep other people from getting it.
You know what we could do? Yeah, we could actually grab that Goblin Cooking Pot would be pretty fun.
All right. So the way this works, I can take my cards from my hand, and again, once I pick a card up, and this is true of all of Shards, anytime you try to drag a card, it's going to show you where the valid places are to drag it. So we start with 0 power. I'll show that right here. This area right here on the screen with the 0 and the hex shape there. That's our power meter. You're going to see that fill up as I play cards. But I'm going to take a card. I'm going to drag it up here, and that is, you'll see that reflected, and then boom, I get my 1 power. So you guys, if you remember, Shards are kind of our starter card here, and we get +1 power for every one we play. So I can either choose individually to drag them up here, or I can hit play all, and that will just play them all and put them all up there for me. If I end up drawing a card or something happens in the middle of play all, then it will stop. It'll pause and let me kind of take control again, so it doesn't accidentally play something for me.
Right.
We talked about our Banes. We talked about our Valors. So right now I can actually buy a Valor. It's up here. Everybody can kind of see that. Again, it's +2 power, so it's going to improve our deck, but no victory. So it's a little bit of a downside. So what do you want to buy here, Hyra? We're behind the 8 ball.
I know. I think early in the game like this, I would, that Bertram bought the
bought
hero
the hero
card, so it might not be bad to go with the Professor and the Goblin Cooking Pot, because that Goblin Cooking Pot is definitely
great for winnowing cards
going to get rid of some bad cards.
All right, so we're gonna buy this. I'm picking in the card. Basically, I grab the card. I'll pull up. I'll call up. So this card. You want to talk about this card a little bit?
Sure. So when you play it, you're gonna get +1 power. That's gonna immediately go to your power hex up there. But then the game will automatically show you what the top card of your deck is. If it's a card that you don't want anymore, you just drag it up to the little void eye.
It'll open up and show us where that is. Yeah. So that's a good card for us because
just show it, because people are going to want to see how to destroy anyway.
We'll get that card. So I'm going to buy that card. It goes into my deck. Now that's goes to your
discard
pile.
My
discard. Good point.
So you can click on to see what's
I can open up over here to see kind of what's in here, and you see a little indicator.
Yeah.
And then just to troll Bertram a little bit, we're gonna buy the draw card just so he doesn't get out of control. So we've spent all of our power. The end turn kind of lights up, and we're gonna watch Sagebrush, and then it's gonna rotate, and Bertram's gonna take his turn. So all of our cards, whether we use them or not, go into our discard, and then we get the rest of our deck, which obviously isn't very good. We're down to like just
a bunch of crap left over.
All right. That was pretty fast. Let's go look and see what they did there. Okay, they've all shuffled.
Right.
But so what happened there? Let's see what did Sagebrush buy? So he bought the defense.
Counter magic. Yeah. See, he does want the action. You know, so Sagebrush wants
that. Actually, that helps him out a lot. Sagebrush does combos off of actions, so he's able to improve his deck every time he plays 2 of those, or the first time he plays 2. So we're gonna hit play all here. I'm thinking we do.
I think we want to show people what gaining is.
Yeah, so Oakinge Ceremony is a gain card. That's actually a keyword for us, and it means you're getting a card for free somehow.
Right.
So you're able to gain something from the main lineup, or from.
Yeah, this card is not going to help you beat bosses, but it's going to let you, get a lot of smaller cards in your deck
for cheap, right? So
right.
It just
keeps
it effectively can generate up to 4 power. Really,
it's as if it were 4 power, but with a certain restriction.
Right. Right. So we're going to buy that. We only have 2 to spend, so we're going to spend all that. We're going to end our turn. These guys are going to keep going here.
Yep. This is actually on the slow speed, by the way, for us, because we wanted you to see some things. The AI is still playing fast, but normally the cards can...
We could slow it down further. We actually sped it up over the weekend. We were tuning the game for the stream and stuff, so it would be... and I see in the stream here, they're asking about log. We do have a log. I can't remember how to open it. Anyway, we have a log. You can pop it up and you can see the full turn order and see what people purchased and everything. And it's a little more handy. Yeah. I'll send my intrepid assistant out to ask how we open the log here. We had it on one button. That's actually a different thing right now. So up here, I'm going to point out really quickly before we make our next move. It's our turn. Up in the upper, we've got our Bertram here, and he has his stars. So I can see Bertram has gained 3 power right now.
3 victory points.
Sorry, 3 victory. Yep, 3 victory. We've gained 3, and Sagebrush has gained 2.
Right.
And I don't know how big that is on the stream, but you guys can see that there. We're going to be adding live victory for the champion on the champion card. It's not in yet. We didn't quite get it in, but yeah, when you see their character card, you'll actually see how much victory. And then to win the game. We're trying to go through all of these bosses. So let's pull up our boss here. He is unavailable to us right now. We don't have enough power.
Yeah, you notice that little skull turn to the lock. That means
I'll do it again here.
Yeah, there you go. We do not have 8 power, so we cannot buy him right now.
Yep.
You'll notice on the card side, there's a 7 over there. That means there are 7 other bosses waiting, and when Urnaz is beat, at the end of the turn, the new boss is going to appear and make the attack against everybody.
Yeah. And then there's so ultimately this meter here, the power meter, is going to fill up, and it's going to glow when we've reached enough to buy the boss.
Correct. Yeah.
So that's kind of our goal. Every turn is really to kind of buy the boss. It's almost always the best thing you can do. Almost always.
Almost always.
But hopefully we'll generate some power. So we're gonna play. We drew our Oakinge here. So this is.
And we're just trying to gain victory points and create an engine here that will get us the most points at the end of the game, and that usually is by buying bosses.
Yeah.
So I know that question came up online.
So we're gonna see how Oakinge works. Again, this card we play it. And then what you'll notice, I'm going to point this out real quick. So none of the cards are highlighted. I don't have any power, so I can't buy anything yet. I haven't played any power. But when I play this, it's going to highlight the cards that I can actually get. And look, we actually have an attack here.
We have an attack.
So that would be pretty good. It's probably the card we should do. But
probably.
I want to point out, so this is Incubate. When I play this, I get to draw a card.
Right.
And then I also get to choose the one foe I want to attack. And if they can't defend, it's going to put a Bane in their discard unless they have one already in their hand, right? So it's a little bit of diminishing returns on this card.
We don't know if they have it in their hand or not. So
it's also blue. So this one, if I were to buy that one, it's going to go to my discard. I'm not going to buy it, but I'm just showing that zone kind of lights up. This one is going to go to the bottom of my deck, so I actually drag it to my bottom of my deck.
Zorzin's ability is to be able to put the first attack you buy or gain. We're gaining a card, so it's going to the bottom of our deck.
Yeah.
So
cool.
Yep.
So now we're going to play the rest of our power, And it looks like we only have 2, so really the only option is to get a Valor.
Mine as well.
And so we're going to pull that. It's going to just make our hand a little more powerful.
Yep.
And we're going to end our turn there. So we're doing okay. Bertram is still looking at the top of the screen here. He's got 3 victory. We've got 4, and I think Sagebrush just made another purchase. So Sagebrush has 3. Now, what happened on Bertram's turn is he ended up playing that location. So I can actually pull up his box. I can drop that down his tray and see that he put this location out. So what I'm watching for is him to start playing heroes to combo off that location, because this is now in effect. There are some cards we can do something about that with, but they're not out yet.
I haven't seen them yet.
All right, so it's our turn. We're going to watch.
Let's do a play all, just because we have an effect in the mid, just to show people.
Sure. Do you want to put it in the middle?
Yeah, just so people can see.
All right. So here's our lineup. I'm going to go ahead and hit play all, and it's going to start playing cards. And when I get to the Goblin Cooking Pot, I've got a choice.
Right. The game automatically stops. We now have a choice. The top card of our deck is a Shard, which is worth 0 victory points, and is probably a really good idea to get rid of. So if we grab it, the Void opens up over there.
So we're going to drag it to the Void, and that is a way of winnowing out our hand. And it didn't cost us anything because it came off the top of our deck, so we didn't lose any power. We didn't give anything up.
Didn't hurt our current hand. Yep.
Yeah. So we've got some choices now. We've got 5 power. We've got a Broodlord.
We do have a Broodlord.
But we also have General's Tent. We've got some other.
I'd say let's do the Broodlord just so we can show 2 different types of attacking. So this one is each foe. Our other card, which we know is the 3rd card in our deck, is choose a foe. So we're going to see the difference here in a minute.
And Matt, you said we know it's the 3rd card in our deck. Let me kind of show how we know that, because down here in the bottom we've got our deck, and we put that card at the bottom, so we have a little bit of deck information here because we got to place it there. And I'm going to do the same here. This is actually going to go under that card. So now
the 4th card now.
All right, so we're going to end our turn. There we go.
Our next hand's going to be pretty nasty looking here.
So this is going to be fun. We've got some options on our next turn, and again, so
he's got that crazed raider.
So he's now working that. So we're going to see Bertram's going to get more and more powerful as we go here. So now our turn started, and like I said, with Zorzum's power, we started our opening hand here with an attack bishop, 2 attacks, and when that happens, we get the choice. We can either hit none, which is over here. That means I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to go ahead and proceed with my turn as normal.
Yeah, and you can see that his ability has shown up at the bottom of the screen here, so that you know exactly what the game is asking you right now.
And additionally, the 2 that I can kind of interact with are highlighted. I can't really do anything with the Dinglers or Exalted Professor, but I have a choice of either Broodlord or Incubate.
I say we drop the Incubate.
We'll drop the Incubate.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Our deck value is not great, so we're going to drop.
Not great.
I bet you we draw 2 Dinglers, but let's see what happens here. We're going to discard this just to show how it works. And all right, that's actually that works a little bit to our advantage. We'll see, because we've actually got a card.
One choice.
So now I've got my Okinge, which we'll lead with that. So I'm going to play Okinge. I'm going to grab Wild Root Dancer. So this is kind of an interesting card. It is a hero. We're trolling Bertram, but it's a cool hero. It acts just like a Valor. So it's 2 power if I don't want to do anything. But I can sacrifice this card to buy a 5 power card.
Upgrade.
Which is cool, because I can get something fairly decent off the board, and we do have some cool stuff on the board. So
when you're in a competitive game and you've got like this guy and a little more power, and there's 2 cards out there you really want, well, sometimes you're like, I can't let a 5-cost card fall into the wrong hands. I'm going to sacrifice my Wild Root, grab that, and then get something else as well. So.
All right, so now let's go ahead and draw a card. We'll see what comes up here. I don't think we're going to get a whole lot. All right, good enough. We didn't do too bad there. All right, so we're going to attack. This is the kind of first attack of the game. So Broodlord, he gets us 2 power, so he's still worth playing from a power perspective. And automatically what he's done, and we'll put a little more feedback on this. This is some polish we're doing for beta. He has now queued up attacks across all the other foes, not myself, but the other foes. So on their turn, we're going to watch, and if you watch really closely, it's going to go by pretty fast. When we go to Sagebrush here, you're going to see an attack that comes up in this upper area here. All right, so let's go ahead and play the rest of our power, and we don't have a lot of options, so go ahead and grab some.
We could, we'll get 2 Valors, why not?
2 Valors just makes our hand a little more powerful.
Destroy him later if we want to.
Yeah. and then we're gonna end our turn. So watch now. We've got Sagebrush, who maybe okay. So
Boom.
defended
It's
actually. He
Oh,
actually defended.
no.
Yeah, he did. Anytime you see the shield come up, so it was very fast. Anytime you see the shield come up, that means they had a defense and they played it. So Sagebrush had a defense. Bertram did not, so we hit him, which is
And
a
I
little
think
better.
people may have noticed something. If you click on our discard pile there and scroll over, yeah, we now have a Bane. So someone used that. Remember that Suffocate that was in the lineup earlier? It's a defense that when you avoid an attack, you also give the attacker a Bane. So someone. So actually, I think that was Sagebrush. Sagebrush avoided with that Suffocate. So
this is scrollable. So if it gets too big, you can kind of scroll left and right. We've got our cooking pot again here. Just gonna watch the stream here and see if anybody's asking any questions. Oh, any chance to play against Corey Jones? Wow. We will have to reach out to Corey and see if he is available. And yeah, Talonbreck actually is absolutely correct. Bertram could not defend that attack, and so remember he was at 5 victory. He actually lost a victory, and so you can see in live real time his victory went down. So we're gonna do our Goblin Cooking Pot again. Hope for choices.
I'd say early we keep it.
Yeah, we're not going to destroy that. It's actually kind of a handy card to have. But we did hit our 5, which is actually pretty cool. I gotta go. Face Taker.
You want to go Face Taker to show off Volatile?
It's not super great right now because we just don't have a lot of good cards.
It's okay.
But it is a really fun card. So I'm going to pull this up for people to see. It's just absolutely one of my favorite cards to play. The Volatile keyword in general is a lot of fun. So what does Volatile mean?
Volatile means that basically the Face Taker is going to create out of nothing another copy of a card that you've played this turn, so not himself.
Right.
And that card will go into your hand, and then you'll be able to play it, but at the end of your turn, it goes poof completely out of game, out of existence.
Volatile cards are like unstable, so they don't last. So at the end of your turn, they're sort of gone. And there's some things we're planning on doing.
At least right now, they're only one turn. They're only one turn.
For now.
Yeah.
For now.
Essentially turn 0.
Yeah. And the idea is, I think they count down every time they come up in your hand. So every time you have the opportunity to play them, it'll let you know. But for now, end of the first turn or the first time you get there.
We'll explain more when we
and totally agree. This guy is all about making crazy combos and fun stuff. So we kind of got to buy him. I will point out we also had a quest card in the lineup, which is also really cool. And we already have Goblin. So this guy is worth a variable amount of victory point based on the different costs of artifacts you've collected. So
yes, you want to get a wide variety, and the 6s and 7s are pretty rare.
Yeah, so if you have the opportunity, then this guy can get up to 7 or 6, I think.
He could get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He could get 6 points.
6 victory. Yeah,
6 victory.
So he's as good as a boss if you power him up.
That's right. Yeah. It takes a little more work than just getting a boss.
No.
That's why you can get a little bit more.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna watch them play. So Sagebrush went there, and again, what you're seeing is the AI is not destroying anything. He played a ritual anyway, played a card that allows him to destroy stuff in the lineup and get it replaced, which is a great card for taking cards that you don't want other people to get. And then it allows you to destroy a card in your hand, which is also great for winnowing, although it has to be from your hand, so you've got some choices. All right, so we started our turn again. We've got an attack. It's a pretty powerful attack, and I don't know that we're going to draw anything better.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to do quite better.
Incubate's great because it's kind of a lower cost card. We can throw it away to get cards, but I think we're going to keep our Broodlord.
Yep.
And then, cool, we're really cycling Goblin here, so let's so you've got the choice.
Yeah, it's a classic conundrum. Do I draw a card first or reveal first? So
and this is a case where we don't really have any information of what's on the top of the deck. So I'm going to say...
I'd say Goblin. All right.
So we're going to Goblin it. Great. We're going to get rid of that shard that is winnowing our deck down a little bit. We'll go ahead and draw now. Oh, that's we dodged a bullet there.
Well, the only problem is...
There's nothing...
So sometimes Oaken's Ceremony is awesome, and sometimes it's worth nothing. But,
so worth nothing this time, it turns out. So we're gonna go ahead and place that attack. That queued up an attack on everybody, and then
might as well hit play. I'll just see what happens with the Oaken Ceremony. So it still asks, but
nothing to buy.
Nothing to buy.
But we did get our 5 power. So you want to play this?
I don't think that we're going to be going heavy artifacts,
Yeah.
but that General's Tent is going to pay off.
We've already got
Almost,
we've got a lot of
we
low
do, especially
cards.
the Valor.
So let's open General's Tent here for
Yeah.
everybody to see. So this is an opportunity for us to buy a location, which would be an ongoing card, and this triggers the first time you play a 2 or 3.
Right.
So kind of fun, and it's just extra card draw, which is a lot of fun. So we're gonna get down. All right, and so someone was asking on the stream, how long do these games generally take? I think they're roughly 20 minutes, depending on how many players. 20. If you got 4, it's a little longer. If you get 2 players, it's a little less.
Eventually, you'll be able to set the game for a time limit. You know, if you just want to play online or something.
Yeah. So here's kind of a fun choice. We've got and we know. Well, here's the weird part. We could sacrifice the incubate and discard it because we could draw a better card for Phase Taker.
We could.
Or we can keep it.
I say we look for something better.
We're gonna go fishing.
Yeah.
We're gonna go fishing.
Fish for something better.
All right. So we're gonna discard incubate because we have that choice of
Zorzim's
ability. We're gonna get rid of that, and then we're kind of just.
Hoping.
Oh, nothing. No. That's all right.
However,
I think Root Dance.
We can do a super cheaty here with Wild Root Dancer.
Yeah, this would be this is actually
super cheaty.
So, what do you want to buy from the lineup here with?
Well, no, we're not gonna sacrifice him.
Okay, not this one.
No.
So we're gonna go up here.
Yep.
We're gonna get our 2 power, which means we're just gonna play him as is.
Play him as is.
And then so we got our 2 power, but now we're gonna play Phase Taker. We're going to drag him down.
Our only option is Wild Root Dancer, so he is now volatile. He gains that little text at the bottom that tells us he's going to just be gone at the end of the turn. So if only there was a way that we could take advantage of the fact that he's only going to be around for 2 seconds.
This is the perfect card to take advantage of that.
This is the perfect card.
So we'll play him.
We'll play him.
Do you have a preference on what you want to buy with him?
Probably the Field Medic.
I was going to say Field Medic, more destruction.
Yeah, more destruction. Just
so
destroying cards are.
We're going to play him. It makes these cards available to us, even though we don't have the right power. So I'm going to go ahead and buy him, and then, fortunately, our Wild Root Dancer gets to go. Oh, we destroyed the. So a little bit of a bug there.
Okay, the original one was not supposed to go away, but you know, this is. We'll fix that.
Don't look behind the curtain.
Yeah.
But you guys see what the strategy would have been there. In theory, we would have cloned it and destroyed the clone without ever taking the hit there.
Right.
So we're gonna go ahead and play all at this point.
Yeah.
We've got our 4 power. I actually think the Dark Descent's
probably good. We can
or
get the Phase Taker
Milky Eye because it's super cheap.
Well, actually, we could get the Milky Eye defensively to protect our ongoing because it's Milky Eye Infiltrator. If we bring that up real quick.
Oh yeah, let's talk about it. So this is actually one of our guys that is a great defensive card. He's an attack, but he knocks out other people's locations.
And because we own a location, we don't want them to have it. We don't have any defenses. So
furthermore, he's also kind of a cheap attack, and if there are no locations out, he's a really great card to kind of discard.
That's why Zorzim has that ability, because let's say no one has a location, it's still worth it for you to grab that guy because
he can cycle it.
You can discard it to draw 2.
So Bertram has a location out. Yeah, so that'll be good. We can either use him to knock out Bertram.
Bertram needs to get knocked down a peg or 2 here.
Yeah, he's
wow.
That was a great hand.
Wow.
Black Card Palette, and Bertram just bought the Quest artifact there too.
Oh, Ragefire.
So I don't know if anybody can see the top. It's a little small, but we're now basically dead even. We got Bertram at 8 victory, we're at 8 victory, and then Sage Rush is at 7. We got a Ragefire, so we spoiled this card, and a lot of people talked about it on the Discord channel. They were concerned this card kind of gets out of control, and we've done a lot of the full sets in. We've done a lot of test playing with this card, and it does.
Yeah.
How does this card get balanced?
Well, it gets balanced by being subpar the first couple times you play it.
Right.
So
it's a 1 power.
And we have about 22 cards in our deck right now.
So cycle time.
Unless we have a way to cheat it back into our hand, it's just we're not going to see it except once every 4 turns at this point.
Now, there are 2 Ragefires in the deck.
There are.
And they do combo off each other. So if I have another Ragefire and I play the first one, both of them, once
then
this goes
it's completely broken.
Yeah.
You're right.
Then you get this like crazy.
Then you're going to get up to +6 pretty fast.
All right. So anyway. I'm tempted to try the
Ragefire.
The Ragefire is kind of an interesting.
Just to show them what it looks like.
We also have
Wow.
So there's actually, I'm going to pull this guy up here, which is kind of
Wow.
interesting for us.
That is tempting for us.
So some tempting cards. He's going to combo off of our attacks, which we might be playing. We can draw a card. If he's on the board, we'll draw a card.
Yeah.
And then
or after, actually.
Or right. I like Ragefire.
Yeah, let's just get it, just because.
Occasionally, and I notice this happens in this game in Shards, like I just have my favorite cards, and sometimes like it's not the right strategy, but you just want to play them anyway because they're fun to play, and they've got kind of these broken strategies. Oh my God,
two of them.
Wow, and I think he got one. He got one, but we might have a chance to get another one. So we started our hand here with 2 attacks.
Yeah,
I think we kind of want to.
I think we keep them just to show how we do the choose.
So we're not gonna use Zorzums.
Hitting Bertram right now.
So again, just for everybody watching the stream, Bertram has a location here. He has a really good defense card, but we know it's not in his hand.
It's in his discard.
It's in his discard right now. So let me pull that up just for everybody. Wow, he's got a lot of artifacts.
I know.
So this is probably the
That's
the
why
best.
He just went in the lead. He's up to 10.
Oh, sure.
So.
We're losing on our own stream now.
Yep.
So this is the best defense in the game, and one of the reasons it makes it so good is you don't have to discard it.
Right. Most defenses require you to discard that defensive card to avoid the attack. You do get a bonus, but it may or may not be as good.
Yeah.
So you really have to decide. Is this attack hurting me so bad? Maybe not. You might want the power and draw ability of your defense.
Sure.
But in this case, you just reveal it. So you can actually avoid multiple attacks.
Oh yeah, like especially if like there's been a bunch of attacks and a boss, it's like defend.
Yep.
The Guardian is a really strong card. So we are going to go ahead and play our Milky Eye Infiltrator, and we're going to choose an opponent here.
Right.
So
the Milky Eye demands you choose an opponent. So
these guys are highlighted in red, so it's an attack. We're going to pick our opponent. So I'm going to drag him to the attack card. So over here on the left, we're showing the attack. It says select an opponent. It's giving me some instructions here at the bottom, but I'm going to drag him over there. That's actually going to cue the attack, and now that's
for later.
That's gone up there. Yeah. Let's go and play our Broodlord. We'll play everything else here. Now
we could have done it the other way around if we really wanted to get that location out of him.
Good point.
It's either way. So we could have led out with the Broodlord, hoping to get his defense out of his hand if he had one, and then he'd lose his location, because I think his location is more dangerous right now.
I agree.
So yeah, but we'll see.
Right. Strategy-wise, we'll see if he defends this.
Right.
I think we have to get.
I think we can do that, and maybe the Junk Repurposer.
Yeah. So we're gonna get this this card combos off of our deck pretty well right now. It's gonna play off of other attack cards. So we're gonna buy that. And then
the Whirling Brutalizer is also pretty
This is great. I mean, we do have a location.
If we want to get to a boss quicker, I say we go for this guy.
All right, so this guy plays off of locations. He's a hero. He's normally 2 power if you don't have a location, but if you do, he's 4 power, which is amazing. And I think we have the only Milky Eye, so we're a little bit protected on that. So we'll end our turn. Let's watch and see what happens here. We queued up an attack for everybody. So okay, we hit Sagebrush. He got a Bane. Oh no!
Oh wow! Oh wow!
And we did hit.
And of course, Tianost has his group attack, which also hit Bertram.
So Sagebrush is the one I think that got Urnaz.
Right.
So he now just jumped right in the lead.
Yeah, you might have noticed that the Urnaz has when this card leaves play, put it on the bottom of your deck. That is a play ability, not an ability that you'd automatically get for buying it.
Right.
So only when you play it from your hand into the play zone would that text be applicable.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's why it's in the discard right now, but it won't be there very often from now on.
Yeah. So. And I see on the feed people are asking when the game ends or how it ends, and really, so the game ends when either all the bosses have been defeated, so you can watch the little counter. When you're down to last boss, you defeat that. That's the end. And then, or we run out of cards. So if the main deck runs out of cards, then the game ends as well. And I agree, by the way, we were doing some tweaking over the weekend for the stream, and we ended up speeding up the gameplay. We actually sped up the AI, and it's affected how fast cards play. So it's actually not very slow. The cards are flying by pretty fast here.
There is a speed meter that you'll be able to use. Right now, the AI speed. Right now, it's only affecting you and not the AI.
Right. Our stuff is slow, but the AI is flying fast.
Too fast.
So this is interesting. So Urnaz got defeated. We're seeing our second boss come out. We didn't get to defeat the boss.
Right.
So Tynost is out, and he's attacked everybody. So we're going to see him go around. He already attacked Bertram. I think Bertram got hit for everything. His location's gone.
Yeah.
So we knocked out his location.
Definitely.
This one's interesting. We don't have any defense.
We have no defenses, but we don't have a great hand either. So
it's
going
to randomly discard from our hand. We don't get to choose, unfortunately. So we're hoping it's in the middle here.
Yeah.
There we go. That is the perfect card.
Perfect, because we have the field medic.
We did. So we just moved a Bane into our discard, and the first thing we're going to do is actually play field medic here. So field medic allows us to destroy a card in our discard.
Right.
And if I do, I get to draw a card. Now, again, we have the conundrum of playing Goblin first or Field Medic. I don't know what's on the top.
I say we do Field Medic first.
All right, we're going to do Field Medic.
I got a good feeling.
You got a good feeling. All right. So we get the option of destroying any card we want. We want to get rid of that Bane. So right now, our victory is at 11. This is going to help us tie. I'm going to drag the Bane up to the void there, and that'll help us go up. Should have gone up to 12.
Should have gone up. It might not cycle to the end of the turn.
Yeah. So now we're going to play our cookie. So we did kind of avoid a. We'll see.
Let's keep it for now. If it was a little bit later in the game,
it does have kind of a diminishing return there. So getting rid of it would have been an option there. All right. So we got back up to 5 here. Scheme's kind of interesting. We're not that far into the game. We've only gotten one boss. Scheme
might be fun just to show people.
Scheme is one of those quest cards. Yeah, let's see that. It's also a gain card.
All right, so we might not win if we keep, showing you guys all this stuff. But
we need some defense,
we could use the defense, but we're
gonna do the fun cards. I think they don't want to see us lose anyway.
Right.
We'll go ahead and end our turn.
Yeah.
All right.
And now Bertram.
By the way, for those just joining, we do have a log that you're able to pull up and see who's bought what.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we've got our incubate. He's our one attack.
I think Sagebrush needs to get knocked down a peg or two here. Let's put out the 10th first, though.
So
let's say no.
we're gonna keep our attack.
Yeah.
And then
go Generals 10.
Oh, he is it. So we're going to put up Generals first. So this card is going to go to our ongoing.
Yep.
We can see it right here. And
can we press our ongoing button?
There's actually a bug.
Okay.
It's a bug in the game right now.
All right.
But that's right. We've got a pretty good hand here. So we probably want to incubate. This is our attack.
Yep. Now that Sagebrush has taken out a boss, we gotta
kind of knock him down. And again, in the game as we for beta, you guys will see the victory of the champion here, so it'll help kind of decide who's in the lead. You can be like, I want to attack the guy in the lead.
Yellow number will be a positive.
Also helps us draw a card. What do you want to play next?
Let's go Oakhenge, and let's probably pick up a defense. Right?
Yeah,
counter magic.
I feel like counter magic.
Spirit House pretty fun, but counter magic might be a little better.
Spirit House really fun.
It's really fun. Let's not, because there's a.
That's fine. All right,
let's go counter.
We're gonna go counter magic. It's a good. We're getting attacked a lot.
We can just play all for the rest here.
Just watching the stream here. Are we? There we go. Good. Stream looks good. All right. Let's see. There was a card that got bought. I'm going to pull it up here. So Sagebrush picked up Grim Throne. We just hit him with an incubate.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if this came up with in the stream. It did actually. Someone noticed it and we didn't. But it's a good opportunity. So this is a quest card. It actually starts off with an asterisk.
Yeah.
And it's worth 2 victory for each Bane that you have.
Mm-hmm.
And then right now, Sagebrush has 2 Banes. So one Bane, and it's worth 2 victory.
Right. So this card is worth 2. The Bane is still worth -1.
Right.
So in essence,
it's
early in the game. I'm okay to cut down Sagebrush's early draws.
If I were playing Sagebrush, I might not defend the incubate. Because I would be getting victory on it. It's also going to kind of mess up my deck there, but thanks for pointing that out. Let's talk about Steel Intel. Someone on the group is asking about Steel Intel. So this is also a really fun card. It's got the ability when I play this, it's going to show me the top card of both foes.
Right.
And then I get to pick one and make a copy of it.
Yep.
So it's a little random, a little RNG,
Yeah.
but it's kind of fun. There's an upgraded version of this. It's also an artifact called Eye of Chaos that actually allows me to take 2 of them. It shows me everybody's.
Well, Eye of Chaos also reveals your own top
Oh yeah,
card,
yours
so.
is added, so you get more cards to choose from, and you get to pick 2.
Right.
But a fun card, and honestly, we probably don't want to let Sagebrush keep going there. So we're gonna just keep playing cards here. We'll watch Rage Fire. I'll show you what happens to that once it goes into our discard. We could grab.
Let's go Steel and Tell and Spirit Howl. Let's just totally shut down Sagebrush.
We're trolling Sagebrush right now. Yeah, we're almost even here. We've gone up to 14 now.
So now that Rage Fire is in our discard, let's take a peek at it.
Yeah. So those are going to go. Let's go look at our Rage Fire here.
Oh, look, yellow text. That means that there's
it's a changed item, right?
Changed.
So one shots are yellow.
Right.
That volatile text is yellow. Something changed in the card. We highlight in yellow. The victory is yellow. So this guy has upgraded from +1 power to 2 power.
Someone just gave us a Bane. That's pretty good. Oh, it must have been.
Oh, he must have been. Did he?
No.
He did. He blocked it probably and gave us. That was our attack.
Something.
All right.
We
weren't looking. All right, so
let's use the Exalted Professor because right now the Face Taker.
Face Taker's not
awesome.
Not super useful in his hand, is it? Oh, wait.
Remember the Exalted Professor is getting the bonus from the General's Tent.
Right.
So let's try Counter Magic to draw.
So just to make that clear, Exalted Professor is a 2-cost card.
Right.
So it triggered General's Tent, so we drew an extra card.
Now the text of the card you're playing fully resolves before any ongoings resolve.
Right.
Or even your champion power.
Or other things in effect, right? And then we probably want to keep drawing.
Yeah,
to see
we
if we can
keep drawing.
So we're going to play Counter Magic, which is going to draw another one.
Oh. Okay, interesting.
So this time, we probably don't want to attack.
Well, we have to because remember the Zorzim ability is only at the start. of the turn.
I was saying we probably don't want to attack.
We don't want to attack
Sagebrush.
Sure.
Yeah, so we're gonna attack. So we're gonna draw another card, which helps us. We're gonna attack Bertram. And still did not get a great hand here unless we wanted to keep fishing or do something. So how do you want to play Face Taker?
Well, let's play everything but Face Taker and then see what our powers are at here. So we can hold the Dingler. Let's hold the Dinglers in the hand and show the end of turn.
Sure.
Okay. So right now with 5, we can either just get another +2 or do something like, well, we don't have a discard pile right now. We actually could.
Valorous is also interesting because it destroys all the Valors we bought. So
that's
we got a fair amount of
Valorous Hunter. That might be a good.
Whirling Brutalizer also super powerful.
Sure.
Here he's worth 4 because we have our location out.
Why don't we copy the Incubate because it'll draw us a card and attack.
Attack.
Yeah. And attack Bertram again.
All right.
Why not?
Because we've already got pretty much enough power to kind of do what we need to. So we're going to play Face Taker. We're going to copy the Incubate. We're going to play Incubate again, draw another card, attack Bertram again. And there we go. It's a pretty long turn. There's a lot of cards played that hand. And then we're just going to kind of have some fun here.
Let's get the Valorous Hunter in the totem. Just hopefully we can come up with a defense one of these days.
Yeah,
right?
really.
To show people what a defense looks like.
Yeah, we've done nothing but just
attack. Notice that we've left 2 Dinglers in our hand. They're not worth anything to play right now, so we don't have to play them if we don't want to.
Right.
Typically, you can play all on things unless. When you have Face Taker, you don't want to play all, but once he's out of your hand, you can, but you can leave him in there. But when you leave cards in your hand, and there are reasons to do that, clicking the end turn button
won't accidentally.
You can't accidentally end your turn with cards in your hand or even power to spend. So in this case,
press and hold.
You got to press and hold, and then
you're saying, "Hey, I know."
Be like, "Yep, we're all good." Here.
We hit the.
We got the
bug.
That's all right.
That's fine.
I screwed it up there.
That's right.
Trying to do that.
Kind of a weird bug that we're nailing down.
Sometimes leaves cards in the in-play zone for a second.
So we did not draw cards that turn. So that's right.
That's all right.
We are.
I was messing with stuff. So my
That's
bad.
right. One of the reasons we have not started beta, so it's actually that bug is at the top of our list to fix right now. So it was played pretty fast, but he actually played a Steel Intel, and you could see it flip off the top of our.
He found our Oakhedge ceremony.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah.
That's actually what he got.
So in this case, because Sagebrush has
Yeah,
has that artifact,
and he
has the
has
Grim
Eternal, so he's got a pretty good defense. We could
discard
probably chuck
Gridlord.
Gridlord.
Yeah,
Our attacks have kind of become meaningless a little bit.
Yeah.
But let's see what we draw here.
Well,
hopefully,
one of them,
there we go.
we might get a boss.
We think we can get a boss? Maybe
well,
we'll see.
maybe not. No, see the Oakench ceremony, right?
If that counted, then we'd be able to do it.
So,
but I think we could probably pick up another whirling here.
Yeah, that would definitely do the trick.
There we go. And that's going to be more power next time.
Yeah.
Our Ragefire is powering up here. He's worth 2 this time.
So we drew that Ragefire early, but notice we're not going to draw it in the next 2 rounds.
Right.
At least.
We also triggered our
General's
10 here. So I'll go ahead and put him out. We're not. Unfortunately, we got rid of our attack.
We got rid of our attack. If only we'd had that in our hand earlier.
We could have kept drawing cards. That's right.
That's what makes it interesting is the variance, right?
And then boom, he's worth. I don't know if you guys saw that. He's worth 4 power. It's just such a great card. We are not gonna get there. Not
1 point away.
Gonna get there. So what you guys can see is that power meter is just almost full. It's almost going crazy, and we barely missed Tynost here by 1 point.
Yeah.
But we're gonna buy some stuff. So let's get a.
Maybe I say let's get some. Let's get stuff that cycles through our deck fast. Let's go Junk, Tome, and Time Bug.
Okay.
Because that way we can cycle through our Ragefires, get to our Whirlings a little faster. All of those cards are going to help us cycle out our decks here.
Yeah. And we haven't seen a lot of our Destroy yet. So here's our Field Medic. We don't want to. One of the big ones. Wow, that was a beefy card. Let's pull that card up. Sagebrush bought. Sagebrush is doing very well right now. So one of our best Destroy cards in the game. I know I'm being looked at off screen while we're getting demolished by the AI opponents over here.
We're doing
yes, so close yet so far. I agree. But to Mechanized Demolisher, up to 2 cards you can destroy from your hand or discard. Super powerful. Great for winnowing. Do we have any locations out? He has gotten his location back out.
Wow, I was thinking we might. You know what? He's fallen behind on the.
We're not too bad.
We
might want to just discard
it. If Sagebrush hadn't, I'd say we need to draw.
Look at this lineup. We definitely need to draw if we can.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Can we get some better juice?
Oh no, scheme.
Our scheme is mistimed. Well, but we've got a lot of cards we can destroy, so let's try that. So we'll show. So here's Field Medic. We're gonna dig around in here. Do we have anything?
I gotta have a Dingler in there.
We definitely have a Dingler. I was looking for any Banes.
All right.
No Banes. All right. So we're gonna destroy a Dingler.
Hooray. All right.
Okay.
Let's go Goblin Cooking Pot.
Oh no.
Yeah, we're keeping that.
Yeah, we'll keep that.
Show that off.
But we get to draw it because Goblin was a 3 cost and it triggered our. So let's see how that resolves. See if we can keep building into a hand.
So as we said, the AI doesn't destroy any cards on easy mode. So.
So we're plenty of starter cards there.
Go ahead and play the scheme. It's just you're going to
unfortunately
see it
just nothing in the lineup for us to buy.
Play all.
And but we are going to get up to a decent level of power here, so we're going to get some choices. I mean, I think the
Curse Caster could be pretty fun right now, just to show off some different stuff, right?
Sure. So let's do that. He's fun. He'll help us set up some combos maybe. So Curse Caster allows us to move attacks or defenses, I think, to the top of our deck out of our discard, and that means for us that we can stack the deck in a way that will allow us to either draw into more cards because all the attacks can allow us to draw into cards here.
So we just reshuffled our discard pile and managed to get the Curse Caster at just the wrong time. What's happening here?
We hit the other bug. So that's okay. We're losing our. We're not losing horribly here. But one of the other bugs, unfortunately, we hit this sometimes where the card doesn't come out properly and the server needs to.
Seems like a bunch of new people joined here.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So what we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and leave that behind. We'll get back out. Let's take a break from that. Do you guys have any questions? Let's see.
And people are people seeing this right now? Yeah.
So this is our. Once you start a game, you can get in and out, and it's an offline game, so you can play this on an airplane or that sort of stuff. Do you want to? Let's jump in and talk a little bit about Raid and Mythic.
Sure.
We didn't quite make it to the end of that game. At the end, you see there's a whole chest sequence that comes up. And so let's start with, we'll just kind of go into the shop real quick. So I know this is talked about a little bit on the monetization on the game. We try to make this as simple as possible. There's no boosters. There's no sort of blind reveal chase. You buy the set, you get all the cards, you can go in and play. We do have two currencies. So we have the paid currency, which are the 80 arcade tokens, and then we have the Ether, which is our earned currency. So online games, I think, online multiplayer games, I think, you will earn a little bit of Ether for every time you play. And that's just going to give people some stuff to kind of play with here. What can you do with Ether? So you can buy into different thematics. So we have sleeves, we have battle boards. We should see if we want to give one of those away. Let's see if we've got our assistants here in the chat on Twitch. What we're going to do is we're going to pick a viewer at random. So hopefully we've still got some folks hanging around here. It looks like we get about 92 viewers. We'll pick one at random. PM us on Twitch, and we will get your information, and we'll give you a code. So when the game launches, you can automatically unlock.
If you win.
If you win. Not everybody, but if you win, then PM us, and we'll give you a code for. We're gonna do a sleeve. So I actually think. I think the Crypt Curse is a pretty cool sleeve here.
Okay.
So we'll give away one of those, and let's see. Do we still have? Is Dino in there? Looking. We'll see. All right. We're gonna keep going. Other than sleeves, we've also got battle boards, and these are the rotating element behind the deck behind the game as we're playing. So you can kind of have some fun here. I mean, this was meant to be
the play zone.
Exactly. The play zone is themed. So you could pick, for instance, there's an orc that is a sleeve, and you could get the orc battle board and kind of make a little thing, and then start your games with that stuff. So so we're going to give away one of those as well. So we'll do the random drawing there, and someone will get a sleeve, and someone can get a battle board there. When you guys get the code and the game goes live, you'll be able to put the code into the redeem box here, and then you can unlock it. So let's back out of that. Let's talk a little bit about Mythic Adventure. So one of the other modes, which we've got right here, it's locked right now, is Mythic Adventure, and so that's another thing you can use Ether for. I think we're still figuring out how much it's going to cost, but the idea is in Mythic Adventure mode, you can pay a little bit of Ether. You're going to play online only, so you need to be online, and it's going to randomly spawn a chest. So the chest randomly spawns under one of the bosses.
This is a game against 2 AI players.
2 AI players.
Right.
That's right.
It's just automatically set up for two
hit
hard AI players.
Right. And then as the bosses, as you go through the bosses, you'll see eventually which one the chest is under. So you'll see a boss like Tynos will come up and he'll say, "Oh, there's the chest," and then I have to beat Tynos to get the chest. So I'm basically having a little fun in this game. I've put it into this Mythic Adventure mode. I beat the boss to get the chest, but then I have to win. So at the end of the game, if I win the game, that chest will open up and you get a Mythic card. So let's talk a little bit about Mythic cards. I'm gonna pull a couple up. Let's go look at that. So let's see.
Yeah, find one from set 1 probably.
I do. I don't think I have any. So Mythic cards look a little bit like this. Not exactly, but we're gonna get into it. They are special frames that make the card just look a little cooler. So I believe on my account we may have seen a couple Mythic cards fly by there, but if I have them and I start the game, then you'll see it in my deck there. The battle board. We're giving away Crypt Curse. Let's give away something that matches that. I think.
Nagon or something.
Yeah, Nagon is a good one.
So basically, with this Mythic frame, which is all gemmed up here, the set that you're playing, there's a parallel set of Mythic cards.
Every card
in there can get Mythicized, right? So as you play, you'll just keep earning different cards, and there is a little bit of a rarity to it because some cards in the decks are 1-ofs, some are 2-ofs. In future sets, there might be some that
and you don't have to collect like once you get it for one card, both of them are going to have the mythic frame. You don't. We're not making it chase multiple copies of the card. So once you get one, then both copies of the card, you'll get it. But you're right in terms of like just the number of cards in the deck.
Yeah,
there's a lot
so
to
that
collect.
makes it about 60 or
Some odd cards to
68
collect
some odd unique cards.
Per set.
Yeah.
Right. And then so that's mythic. It randomly spawns under a chest. Under boss. You beat that boss. You win the game. Then you collect the mythic card. And then you can keep doing that. And so, and again, like you'll earn a little bit of currency.
If you like showing off how awesome you are when other players then play you competitively, right?
Right. So, so let's talk a little bit about raids now. That's the other mode.
Sure. Well, that's actually what you're getting.
I know.
Double
this one we're showing here is actually not. It's not a mythic.
This card is not in that 108 card deck over there.
Correct.
Right.
So raid mode is a special mode. It's on. We're showing it here. Actually, let me show it here. When you're playing, so we've got our kind of three play modes, and you've got regular offline quick play. You've got your online challenge mode where you can challenge your friends and play up to 4 players online. You've got our mythic adventure, which we talked about, and then we've got raid mode. So raid mode is a 2-player versus a boss mode, and it's a little more cooperative.
2 champions versus a boss.
Right.
That can be you and a buddy. It also can be you and an AI mercenary.
Right. And you would spend a little bit of currency to get the mercenary to go in and play anyway.
Right.
And so what we're actually looking at here is an example of our class cards. So raid mode starts a little different. Instead of picking from Monica Shin or Zorzum or Urnak, you get to pick a classic hex class.
Right.
So I think we have our clerics, our rogues, our warriors, and our mages. And we can show one of those.
Are we?
We're gonna show one. I know. Pretty exciting. I'm gonna pull up one of our. Let's get a champion here. Oops, not that one.
Actually, that one. That's one.
There we go. All right, classic Hex champion here. So this is our rogue champion for this set.
There we go.
And instead of, he has a special ongoing build around, right? So at the end of the turn, if you played 4 or fewer cards, then you get to attack, which is fun. You kind of have a free attack.
Right. So this rogue is the rogues are all about attacking. Now you saw that other card there a second ago, the blade.
We're gonna go back to that.
So the rogues are kind of all about attacking. So that card says your next attack this turn can't be avoided, right? So if you play it with this,
play that, then
this attack that you can have happen every single turn of the game if you want to.
Yeah.
Will basically kind of knock good cards off of the raid boss's deck and leave the bad ones, right?
So let's talk about that actually. So in raid mode, you get to choose your class. There's no random. It's not like you get to kind of random. So you choose a class, but what you do get to choose in addition to that is you get to choose your class card.
Right. Once you've chosen a class, you get a class card, and that card is added to your deck.
So I'm going to pull him back up.
Right.
So this is one of the rogue class cards. Now, everybody starts the game. So when you buy into Shards, you're going to get the first raid for free.
Yep.
If you buy the set, you'll get the first raid for free.
Yep.
And then you get one class champion. So each of the class champions.
Yeah, one champion for each of the 4 classes.
And the first kind of starter card for that champion. So you get one class card. For that champion.
There are 4 different class cards for each champion. You'll start with a basic one of each, but you can earn by beating different raid bosses the other 3.
More
so
cards.
Eventually, if you beat all 12 bosses, you'll get 12 additional class cards. You'll get them all.
Which is fun because you can basically buy a mercenary and then have them play a class that you want to play alongside. So the AI is going to play the mercenary. You can say, I want to play a cleric. I want the mercenary to play a warrior.
Yeah, when you have an AI mercenary, you choose their class and their class card if you have the option.
So that's fun. And so let's talk about the raids themselves. They're the first raid, which we're going to be releasing a little later in beta. It's been designed, but we're still implementing it. Is Ernaz. He's our first raid boss.
Right.
And so instead of Ernaz being in the boss pile like he was in the game we played, he's now going to be an AI opponent. I'm playing against Ernaz with my friend essentially.
Right. There won't be a boss stack. It'll just be Ernaz, and there'll be some particular thing you need to do to actually win the game. It may or may not. It usually is not victory points.
Right. No,
You know?
it's a condition. So
Yeah.
so really, what you're saying is every raid is different,
Every raid is different.
and they all
It's
have
some
different win
kind of-
conditions.
Yeah, there's something that boss is doing to keep you down,
Or try to win.
or trying to just win, or trying to cycle, trying to just deplete the deck and the main deck as quickly as possible. Some little puzzle.
Yeah.
You got to figure out. All right, what tack am I going to take? Sometimes the Valor stack is actually replaced by a new stack.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's all new cards in the main deck.
Yeah.
Just well, not all new, but a bunch of new cards in the main deck that might come out.
The number of cards in the main deck can change. So each one of these is kind of its own unique puzzle, which I think makes it very replayable and a lot of fun. And you play online with your friends. And by the way, if you're just joining us or you're still here, we're going to do more giveaways on the sleeves and the battle boards. So stick around. We're kind of winding down here. We've been going for about an hour and 20 minutes. So we're going to play one more game. I really want to show defeating the boss because that's we didn't get to do that in the first game.
Right.
But I know that's kind of one of the big moments in the game we didn't get to do.
We're going to buy high power.
We're actually going to just go for it and play.
Yeah,
we won't do as much
go.
narrating here.
Go.
But I'm going to just check the...
Because beating a boss is a pretty cool moment.
It is.
So we want you to see it. So.
And so I think that's do you want to we can spoil maybe one or two more cards. We'll I don't want to do too many, but we'll spoil a couple more here.
Another class card probably.
Yeah, well I was going to show one other champion maybe.
Oh, okay.
Let's show him the where'd he go here?
2 tomahawks.
Yeah.
Well, that one's a little trickier.
How about this guy? We'll do the
Yeah. Everyone likes card destruction.
All right. So we're going to show off. This is our cleric champion for raid. Lord Adams is super cool. And then, so basically, this is the second time you buy or gain a card during your turn. Then you choose a player, and they get to destroy a card. So these cards in the raid sets have a lot of co-op, where you're really helping the other people who are assisting you in taking the boss out. And we're not going to spoil it too much, but there are some cards that can give your partner some little temporary bonuses as well, we'll call it, right? A boon, so to speak. A boon, so to speak, yes. So special cards that we're not seeing in the main deck right now in set 1, but that are coming up in raids that are really fun, some temporary bonuses. Right, for Lord Adam here, you can choose yourself or you can choose your partner, and then they can, whoever's got the worst card in their hand. Yeah. So definitely more co-op. You're definitely co-op. You're working as a team. Cool. All right, let's go give away another sleeve and another battle board. I'm gonna switch back to that, and then we'll play through a game and we'll answer some questions. So I tell you what, you guys get to pick. Let's just do a quick vote here. Which oh, congrats on the first sleeve and battle board there that got given away. Jankovic. Yeah. Which sleeve should we give away? We've got Concubunny. 10 seconds. We've got Concubunny, Brave, Cosmic, Eternal. We got the Eternal. We got the Goblin. Azua, who is kind of the main face of this first set. I see a vote for Bright Moon. Cosmic Radiance, that's great. That's a really fun card. I'm tempted to lean in. Oh, it's neck and neck. All right, I'm going with Cosmic. I'm going to go with Cosmic. Was the first one to if you guys haven't seen that one's in the middle of the screen right now. Yeah. So we're going to give away a Cosmic Radiance sleeve to a random viewer, and then let's go ahead and pick a battle board here. You guys can kind of see them. They're classic locations and panoramas from Hex. And I think there's one per starting champion, so all the races are represented here. We've got the Elf City, the Necrotic City, the Venom City, the Kiowa City. I feel like we could do. I mean, all right, we're seeing the cave in. We're gonna let them vote. I see 2 for the patch. The patch is sweet. I think we're gonna do the patch.
Patch had 4 before anything
patch
else.
Is it. You're right. By the way, it's a really fun kind of Japanese style art piece that is their their patch. All right, so patch it is. We'll give away that one. Let's go beat a boss. Yeah. and then let's go beat a boss.
We need to see some fireworks here.
Yeah, we gotta get in and so we're gonna start a new game here. And let's see who we get. You guys will see a different champion at least this time, which should be kind of fun. And we'll see how it says.
Do you want to back out of the?
I am actually going to back all the way out.
Yeah.
We'll
just to clear.
Just to kind of clear the exactly. Kind of get back in here. It'll pick it up. All right. So we're just going to kind of back out, get back in, and clear the cobwebs, and we'll go start another game.
And we've had plenty of builds that didn't have bugs. We just are now adding in a lot of extra stuff that's, you know, causing a couple bugs here.
Leave that one here. And like I said, you're seeing it in real time. It's
ooh, interesting.
What do you want to play?
Let's go. That's an interesting question there.
Yeah.
Well, I guess Monika Shin. You know,
right.
6-card hand should get us. You know.
Yeah. All right.
So
we're gonna jump in and just we're not gonna narrate as much here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let Hyra
talk a little bit about what we're gonna buy, but we're gonna be hit and play a lot here. I think Oakhenge is quite good for
getting more cards, right?
Yeah, for Monika Shin. So let's go there. And a Valor. Yep. Now we didn't actually buy 2 cards from the lineup.
Yeah,
Keep
the
in mind
Valor
the
doesn't
Valor
count.
is not in the lineup, so we don't get credit for that one. It would be way too easy if it was Valor.
You got to work for it. Yep. We've got a lot of expensive cards. What we want are cheap cards actually in the lineup, because that's where she really gets going. So it's actually not bad. I think.
I mean, we can show off a little more Steel Intel. I don't think we even have.
All right.
The Steel Intel is probably going to get us some shards for the
right
next
now.
few
It's
turns.
not very good, but
No.
1 or 2 extra power.
It'll help down the line.
Yeah. There's a no. Who are we playing here? We're playing Ada.
Oh, Ada.
And we're playing Bertram again.
Oh,
He's
boy.
back. He wasn't winning in the last game though.
We're knocking him down.
He fell. Yeah, we were kind of hitting him kind of hard there. So let's steal. Probably, like you said, gonna get a shard here. Just shy of anything there.
Yeah. Well,
Let's see if we can get the machine going here.
The good news. Oh boy.
Oh.
We need another 4 in the lineup pretty bad.
Yeah.
Oh, there's 2. Okay.
Okay.
Well,
that's better. We know which one for now we're getting.
It looks like we're going to be getting more Valors here.
There we go. Not bad though. All right.
Yeah, normally we would not be buying this many Valors, but we just want to
kind of power up here to get to the boss. Ritualist is actually decent for winning when you go. Not anymore. Wow, a lot of expensive cards in the hands in the
5. Yeah, I guess Bunny and a Valor. Why not?
Draw.
Sure.
We're just speed playing this. I'm gonna look at the chat group. How we doing? Congrats to the winners on those.
Boy, if we had a location, it's gonna be a pretty hot turn.
Yeah, this we'll speak a little bit about this while we're playing. This was meant to kind of be, as you know, Hex, I would say, is at one end of the spectrum in complexity, and deck builders are kind of at the other end of the extreme. I mean, they're fairly straightforward to play.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, we'll draw. It's not going to do a lot for power.
It'll draw us a card at least.
Yeah. All right, so this is kind of fun. We're moving a villain into our hand.
Yeah, Dark Descent lets us
Dark
pick
Descent.
up a villain out of our discard.
And it was also a one. It's a one shot. So yeah, so we're gonna put this up in here. And by the way, so blossoming is not worth anything yet because it's only worth a victory for other cards that we have. So the one shot went off. We added one to the deck.
There was a card just got added to the main deck, so that's good.
So let's see if we can get going here.
Well, Dream Smoke will set us up.
All right.
We'll be able to set us up. Yeah.
Go there.
We better get the first boss here. It'd be embarrassing.
That would be.
A lot of 6s and 7s.
We are not. A lot of Valor decks going down pretty quick here. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
that was very close for Ada. Ada powers up pretty quickly.
Well,
so
let's grab the Goblin Cooking Pot, and then
this is not
we got.
That's not a bad purchase for us.
Yeah, go for it. I mean, it makes the. It's good enough. It's good enough.
I'm actually gonna.
Really?
Yeah, we're just gonna go straight.
That's true, because we'll be drawing.
Straight power. Fishing it around. We haven't destroyed any cards yet here.
In the long run, the tomb might have been.
The tomb might have been a great play. All right, first one got bought. We're gonna.
And now we're gonna get attacked. And now we have to get 10 power somehow.
Oh my god! All right, we're gonna keep going here.
We don't have any artifacts. So
we dodged a bullet there, so we're gonna steal intel.
But it was no effect. So. There we go.
Now, ooh.
Yeah, let's do that one.
Primal Dawn. So I'm gonna show this off. We said we weren't gonna. We said we weren't gonna do this too much, but this is a really fun card.
Oh, yeah.
It's a 1-of, I think.
It's a 1-of.
And so this basically creates a copy of the boss in my hand, which is a great way.
Should be good.
Yes, this stream will never end if we never kill the boss. It's just going to keep going.
And we hit the.
When we hit the line of bug there. So this will be we're actually gonna skip a turn here. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Not really.
Whoa,
we're so.
Well, we'll be able to buy something.
We're gonna get hopefully something good. War drums
ideal.
would be ideal. Actually, it looks like we're gonna get a shot at that. That's good.
Will.
So war drums, I'll pull that one up. War drums is 2 power, but it reduces the cost of the boss by 2.
By 2.
So that can be huge. You effectively reduce the cost of the boss by 4, right? You add 2 power and
we should be able to dream smoke it onto the bottom of our deck pretty soon. So,
very good. So we're gonna get him, and then
and Primal Dawn actually. Let's go Spirit Howl just so people
just
can
to kind of show Spirit Howl. That's a prophecy here.
That comes up. Yeah, you guys haven't seen prophecy yet, so.
So in this case, we bought 2 cards.
Right.
So we can either draw a card or we can destroy a card.
Say we draw so that we get to our good stuff.
We want to cycle. We're at 13, so we're gonna elect to draw. But that's what happens at the end of her turn. If you've purchased 2 or more, then you have choices to be able to kind of decide to winnow or draw.
Right.
All right.
I think we.
More stuff.
I think we goblin
workboard
first here.
Are we? Okay. Cool. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna goblin cooking pot. Oh, bummer.
Shoot.
Bummer.
All right. Well, we know what we're drawing.
Yeah.
We don't have a location, but
no.
What are you gonna do?
It's gonna be a fairly decent hand here, though. I might do this
Oracle
just
song.
to draw into more power here.
That'll draw.
And then we don't have any locations here. Does anybody have a location now?
You could grab another Valor if you want.
Yeah, let's do that. We'll draw into more power here.
All right.
Destroying. There's definitely a little chatter about destroying cards, and this came up on Discord, and a lot of people felt that destroying cards was pretty OP. It's pretty well balanced here. I mean, you can build the machine where you're really getting crazy, but I have yet to actually see it. Oh, this is great. So so in this case, we have Dream Smoke. We have 22 cards in our discard and only 1 here.
Yeah, so we're definitely drawing both these cards.
So what we want to do.
Let's check what Zakir does first, just to see.
He's not incredibly useful in this.
Well,
but
it's gain it and put it into your hand though, so it'll be fun.
All right.
So. Well, we can see if there's any.
War Drum definitely.
War Drum definitely. Go ahead and play him.
We'll play it, and we're going to put War Drum on the bottom. And then what's our next most power?
Oracle Song.
Yeah.
Why not, right? It's probably better.
We've got a lot of Valors, so
I'd say Oracle Song.
I think Oracle Song. Okay. All right, so we're stacking the deck there.
Dream Smoke Mystic is not all that powerful on his own, but he sets up some other turns. So.
I'm going to go ahead and get
Suffocate.
Yeah. He wasn't going to go to the bottom. We could have done that first, but we wouldn't have put him at the bottom of our deck anyway. And then we've got another.
Oh no, we should have.
We could have stacked 2 War Drums there.
Oh my gosh.
We did that out of order.
Would have done it. All
right, so I got another option
we definitely want to draw a card. Let's just draw.
Yeah.
No concern.
This is going to be. We'll see what we draw here because it's going to be interesting.
Oof. Yeah.
And they bought and now we're going to get attacked.
Well, no, but he's cheaper now. Oh no, hopefully it's not a hard attack here.
We'll see what happens here. This could get this one. I believe is the heroes, and let's see what happens here. All right, destroy a hero or villain in your artifact. We don't have any. We dodged a bullet here.
This is unbelievable.
This is typically a vicious attack.
Wait, we have We have an artifact. We have a war drums.
Oh, we do.
Oh my gosh. So we have no defense.
Oh,
So that,
oh my God,
no.
really?
We're getting ruined.
Sorry,
here.
we did get ruined.
All right.
Yeah, there's
We lost it.
no way around that.
We
got
we
the
said
other
those
one.
bosses are out to get you.
That is a prime example of a
My
vicious
gosh.
boss attack there. So we're going to kind of keep drawing here. We're not we're not doing very well.
Wow. Yeah, maybe field medic.
We can cycle him enough to win us some cards, I think. Maybe more valors.
Maybe.
Wow. Brutal. We are in last place in this game, by the way.
No way.
Let's see here.
And by the way, if you use the suffocate against a oh, look at that.
There we go.
Just taking them down.
Just taking them down. So here's we actually have a defense on this one. This is a vicious attack as well, by the way.
Oh yeah.
You either destroy whatever the top card of your deck is, or you wipe your entire hand out and discard it.
Right.
In this case, we don't really. I don't think we want to lose a turn, but should we play it out?
Yeah, let's just let it go. Whatever.
You watch. It's going to be our other.
All right.
No,
we'll block it just to show you the block. So notice you can you see the little shield on there?
Yeah.
Hold it over the black so they can see.
See,
there you go. So not only does it show up in red, but we also throw a little shield on top of it, so it really sticks out, and then you know, okay, I can use this.
I can use that to defend. I get to draw a card.
It was the concubine. All right.
We probably would have destroyed the concubine, but
probably at this point. But
we'll draw here and see what else we can pull. There we go.
Oh, that's good.
That's good.
We might get there.
So let's Primal Dawn. He's 8. He's actually pretty easy. Let's play him. We're gonna draw.
We might get a boss. Steal Intel better be good. Okay.
Oh.
Not bad. It should be doing 2 characters, but yeah.
Let's.
We don't have another draw, but
what do we want to do? I don't have any. I have a defense.
We have a defense. Yeah.
Top of the deck. Boy, if we could draw that, that would have been.
Yeah. So throwing a defense on top of your deck is very valuable,
especially when you're
because we're going to defeat a boss here, so we'll be able to defend against the next one.
We reached
all right.
All right.
So did you notice that little hex up there just like flashed and is now all crackly? As is the boss.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
so
now
we're ready. So now we can click on the boss.
Now the skull appears and the lock goes away.
Lock goes away. He's unlocked. This is what our opponents have been doing all throughout these games, and we have not been able to do. So let's defeat the boss.
We touch the skull and 8 little fireballs get down there. So
we purchased our first boss in the stream here, an hour and a half into the stream.
It took us a while.
And we'll play that and end our turn. So there we go. That's a pretty good example. We still are in dead last. We actually kind of built up a decent hand. We'll see.
Yeah, we have way too many valors, but there are some ways to utilize those.
We need to get rid of some. Wow, they are drawing into some pretty good stuff. So we're gonna get attacked.
Spirit Howl.
So Spirit Howl, which we kind of glossed over really quickly. This one was a little bit of card artifact there. This guy, when you defend, he prophesies the top of your deck, gives it +1 power. So we'll do that, and then.
So we blocked it. There you go.
Yep, we blocked it. Did not get attacked there.
We don't have any way of drawing it this turn, but you'll see it next turn. We might as well play one more turn at least.
Yeah, let's
play one more turn so you can see. What
so we're gonna draw. What do you want to draw here?
Probably the scheme, maybe.
It's good for getting cards if we can make it back around and getting the Rage Fire.
Right, Monika Shin wants to gain lots of cards, so I just
that's a pretty good. Yeah, so we'll do that. I kind of want to. Do you want to leave the Rage Fire on the off chance you can get it, or get? I mean, this is worth some victory here.
We're actually not going to draw that scheme for at least 2 turns,
yeah.
So I'd say grab the Rage Fire now.
All right.
Yeah,
we'll do it. And all right, so we got 2 cards this turn. We can. Yeah, let's actually start.
So yeah, because we collected 2 cards, Monika Shin's ability triggers at end of turn. We could either draw or destroy.
Yeah. So here's an example of our prophesied card. We played that Spirit Howl. It powered up Dreamsmoke. So now, for the rest of the game,
+1 power. Now that yellow text says something's been changed here, and he now has a 2 power.
Cool.
So that's permanent. That's a permanent.
Yep. That's now upgraded for the entire game, and we did get our other War Drum here. He's 12. I don't think we did set ourselves nicely here. Let's think about what we want to do here.
Actually, you know, the AI's been churning through the bosses so fast we can get to the end game screen.
All right, let's see if we
So
can do
let's
that.
go.
Do you want to do Dream Smoke?
Let's do the Dream Smoke last
Yeah,
this time, just
yeah.
in case.
All right. So we're gonna do that. You guys can see the boss went from 12 to 10, so it lowered the cost of the boss there. And we're almost there.
Yeah, wow.
Almost. If I were to play this, which I will, but we'd get to 9. All right, what do you want to Dream Smoke?
I say
or do you want to buy?
No, I say we buy the Dawn Mesa Duo.
Okay. Because it's going to be empty and put it over?
It's going to be, if we have any card draw, our deck will be empty. So, yeah, let's try that. Let's buy that.
All right.
And then play the Dream Smoke.
And
unless there's better stuff. But
I mean, I think at this point, he's pretty good. He's draw cards, so I think we want Primal.
Yeah,
and or Bogbird.
Actually, let's go Primal and Bogbird.
Yeah.
Let's just
stack the deck there.
Probably should have done the other way around, but that's all right.
Yeah.
And now it's 6 left.
And now it's,
we can go Grim Throne or something, just for a little.
Just for kicks. All right.
Yeah. And let's draw an extra card. So.
Oh, right.
So maybe we didn't need just draw. Yeah.
It's going to be. You want to draw an extra, or you want to destroy? It kind of goes halfway through our other cards.
I'd say we draw just to make sure we get the good stuff, because we want to get Grant. We want to speed up to end the game here.
For those guys just joining, we started at 11. And so we're going to post this to YouTube. We're going to post this as a video. You can go back and rewatch from the beginning. And then you're welcome to join the Discord, and you can ask questions on there.
We just got hit by a Chaos Lock, so our Bogberg is now vacating the top of our deck.
Oh, no. We stacked Bogberg and got hit. Who played that? Who did that to us? That's brutal. Oh, my God.
Okay.
Bertram's at 32. We're just getting pwned.
Yeah, it's all right.
That's right.
No, we're not playing that.
Can we draw into it?
Nice.
Draw into it. No.
I don't think we have.
All right, play that and see if we get enough. We might. Boom.
Oh my gosh.
Woo!
Thank God. You're going to see a lot of fireworks
here. A lot more fireworks. This is
Click the
one
skull,
of the more
you get 12 of them. Yeah, they only go 8 to 12. So at this point.
It is not possible to buy 2 bosses in a turn.
Right.
Because there's only one. The boss comes out. So what you saw here is Emperor Nox just came out after we purchased the Grant boss, but it was after our turn.
What can happen is you buy a boss, the next person buys a boss, and then when it comes back around to your turn, you get hit by 2 boss attacks.
Yes. You can get hit.
All right, Emperor Nox wants to resolve our attacks against us. We don't have any.
We're good. We actually have a decent hand here.
We can scheme.
So let's watch scheme here. So what Matt's doing is scheme allows us to gain any action from the lineup, and it also gets a VP for everyone we do that. And so
in itself.
So it starts at 0, but then we're gonna get incubate here.
As soon as I grab this.
And then you guys will see scheme sort of increment, because now we've gained
a 1.
We've gained an action with it. And then I don't know. Sure. All right. Yeah, that can be good. I'd say that and probably Bright Moon and
Bright Moon.
We get 2 cards here.
We're just trying to get to the end of the game here real quick. So
which we're going to lose.
We're going to draw just because we want bigger draws.
Right? We might catch up. He's at 33. We're 28. We're trying to beat Bertram here. We got to work
we can
this.
Get another boss or 2.
He's getting a lot of cards. Oh my goodness.
Yep.
All right. She is also catching up rather quickly there. Destroy some cards. Do we have any Banes?
Do we have any Banes?
We do.
Get rid of a Dingler. That's going to.
We're going to end the stream by giving away one more sleeve and 1 more battle board. Thank you, NUs.
8. Oh my gosh, we're 1 away.
Are we again?
Again. Crazy.
Big. Oh man, brutal. All right.
Is there anything we want out here? No. All right, we're just gonna go.
I put that Primal Dawn back up there, or the other. Do we have another boss? Or War Drum maybe?
War Drum's probably again.
All right.
There we go.
I can't believe we had to destroy that. Okay, buy
so
some
notice
stuff.
How I almost went over there, but I'm like, nope, let's go.
Let's play that Dingler too. Just get that out of our. There we go.
We got 10. We could get like How
I
about
think
this? This is worth some
talismans.
points.
Yeah, it's definitely worth some points. We
And
need to
some
get up there.
defenses, some more
Yeah,
defenses,
let's
maybe?
and yeah,
I mean, we're
all
taking a lot
points,
of things
right?
that
All points.
our scheme might have liked those, but
That's right. We'll see. So now
let's take the draw.
take the draw.
Let's just
Cool.
get there.
We are 4 points behind Bertram. Let's see what he does this turn. He's had some massive turns.
We got a good hand here.
Got a good. Okay, we got a lot of options coming up here.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. We've enjoyed doing the stream.
All right, this should be good. We're gonna be drawing a lot of cards.
We're gonna draw a lot of cards.
A lot.
Yep.
And
we did not improve a lot. There we go. Let's see what he does.
See what the steel does.
Late in the game.
Oh,
no. We got garbage.
Yeah.
That's garbage.
All right, we gain something like a Valorous.
Yeah, let's do that because we can kind of winnow into.
Right,
Dawn Mace is not going to trigger.
Play all. We still
Did we
might
get?
no.
Oh.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! We looked into that.
There we go.
Okay.
Steal the Bane.
Steal the Bane. We could.
That last shard we stole actually pushed us over the top, so that was pretty handy.
Yeah, true enough.
As bad of a draw
All right.
as it was.
So
let's see. We are neck and neck, 38 to 37 here. He blocked the attack that came up there. By the way,
one more.
So he blocked.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's up to 40. We have no Valors left.
Yeah.
We have a defense here.
We do have a defense.
Oh my goodness, she almost bought the boss. She got up to 10.
We're gonna be drawing a lot of cards here. Discard a random card. No, let's
nah,
not.
we just block it.
We can't
draw
risk
more. There we go.
Oh my gosh.
There we go. That's exactly what we wanted. So let's draw some cards.
We're getting hit by putting a starter on top of our deck.
Doesn't matter. That's actually destroying. Okay.
Discard the topmost.
We don't have any.
All right,
so we're gonna draw that starter. Unfortunately.
We're gonna draw.
All right. Let's keep drawing.
Typically, we like to do our draws first. And now I think we can.
It's gonna ask us on the end there to ask us what we want to do. We're not. Oh. There we go. We want the 2 power.
So we want the 2 power. We can get TNO. So
right.
You guys can see the end game screen. The end game screen is good, right?
Yes, the end game. Yes.
Okay.
If we win, it's even better. But hopefully, we'll see if Bertram can pull out the win here. This is his chance. He can buy the last boss and end the game if he gets it there. He did get a Bane on that, by the way. So he didn't. Oh, he got a warp steal there. That was probably good for him and gave him a fair amount.
We even have a suffocate.
All right, so let's see.
Gain a Bane for each villain 1.
Is there anything? There's nothing queued up behind it.
Let's not. Just because we want to.
If we lose by 1, I'm going to be so upset.
Good lord. All right.
He's not going to do a whole lot for us. We'll draw into something else.
It'd be nice.
I just don't know what else is coming up. Yeah, there we go.
If we drew the Valorous hero, it'd be pretty. Hey.
Ooh.
Do we have
heroes? We've got brutal, but we could pull.
It's
still not bad.
Fine.
Don't do that.
All right.
There we go. Do that.
Yep.
All right.
Still good.
Close your discard there. Okay. So let's see. We're gonna.
Should we do that now? Might as well.
Might as well.
Okay.
What do we got here? If
we got 1.
If we lose by 1, it's our fault for not taking the Bane. Play the wild first. Wait. Let's add it up here.
We can do 2 cards. Because what do we got left? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, actually,
no,
we don't have 10.
We don't have 10.
Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Actually, we do.
Yeah, play it for power.
All right. Plus 2 power. Play all. Yeah, you're right. Because those dollars. All right. We are going to see the game screen.
Pentachills. We had a revenge. We did not.
Thank God.
He's actually a fun card because he destroys any number of cards in the main lineup.
Which is really good if you're going for like the Blossoming Concubine strategy and things like that.
All right, so there's the end, guys. Made it to the end. And then this is a fun screen. We'll talk about this a little bit. It's a great way for us to go through and see what worked, what didn't work. We get the final lineup here. We ended up pulling out way ahead here at the end by getting the last two bosses. So 49 to 39 to 31. I can see the entire collection of what I built up here. So so we can see we ended up getting a fair number of bosses here.
Oh yeah.
And then some of the other stuff that War Drums. Which really we didn't go a lot of builds. Yeah.
You can also tell the different card types each have a symbol down below here. So that big purple skull, those are the bosses. We got 27 victory points from bosses alone.
Yeah,
Pretty
so
good.
it really tells us the makeup of
Yeah.
what we purchased here, and we ended up with no banes, which is
No
which was
banes.
pretty nice. So
Yeah.
so not taking the bane. This game went 22 turns,
Right.
and our highest power was 12. So it
12.
kind of told us that the most power which was Grant, I think, the most power we generated in a single turn. Yeah, no attacks. We defended 3 times and we destroyed 3 cards. So it kind of gives us some basic stats. And then the cool part here is I can actually look at Bertram. He was right behind us, so we can see that he bought 2 bosses, which he got 9 victory points. But he had loads of victory in the heroes here and other spots.
He must have had the Royal Valkyrie.
Yeah, 2 of them.
Oh, 2 of them. Oh my gosh.
So he was getting 5 victory for each one of those, which really pays off. And then loads of villains for him. And then he also had 2 quest cards on the artifacts. So he
didn't have a ton of artifacts.
If
he had gone a little heavier on artifacts,
they were the same cost. So if he had more other costs,
different ones.
A couple locations ended up with some banes, but yeah, you can really, it's fun to kind of go in and delve and see kind of, he did a lot of attacks, defended once, destroyed once, and then poor Ada here in last place, she got 1 boss, and you can see kind of the makeup of her hand.
I say any game where you get at least 1 boss is a,
and look at the spread here. It's not that much. So if we were playing like a Mythic Adventure mode, and that chest showed up on a boss, and we bought the boss, and then we eked out the win, this chest, which is locked right now, would open, and we would get one of those Mythic cards.
Just click on the lock,
and it would highlight. You click, it would open. We get a card. It would get permanently added to our collection. So it's a really great way to just kind of upgrade some cards in my collection.
Great.
All right, so that does it for the playthroughs. We're going to give away one more sleeve and 1 more battle board here. So let's see. For everybody left, we got 104 viewers. Anybody left want to throw out some names real quick of sleeves we want to see? We've done Cosmic Radiance, and I think we did Crypt Curse. So let's do
Bunny. Brave.
We've got.
Didn't we do Eternal? I don't know. Bunny, Brave, Goblin,
Ozawa,
or
Psychic Ascension. We've got Reckless Evoker, Scheme. Lots of really good. Someone's yelling out Brave, Reckless Evoker, Reckless Evoker. I see a couple of those. Evoker. All right, I think we're gonna go with Evoker. So she's in the middle here. Okay, we've given a lot apparently.
Things have been given away.
We got a little excited. We're going to give away the Evoker. That'll be the last one. We appreciate everybody for watching and having a good time. Thanks, and feel free to join Discord, and you can chat with us. We'll be online. And so let's talk a little bit about the beta. I don't think the beta is going to start this week. We really put a bunch of... We did. We tried very hard. There are just a couple bugs like you guys saw. And then, so I'm hoping that it's next week. And I realized the bummer is we really wanted to hit the weekend. And so we missed that.
I wasn't going to be around this weekend, though, so it's totally fine.
So Hyra can't play, so no one can play.
Come see me in Portland at GameStorm.
That's all right. Yeah. Little advertisement there. Anybody in Portland. But hopefully we will start the beta next week, guys, and that will have single play offline. It'll have online multiplay, and then we'll be working towards getting the raid in, which I think is going to be cool.
Yeah,
I don't know that we'll have Mythic in yet, but I'm not going to hold the beta back for that. Thank you guys for watching. You guys have been great, and just check us out on Discord if you want to keep chatting.
Excellent.
All right.
Bye bye.
Did we want to answer?
Oh,
there's maybe a couple questions
for the diehards.
The streams.
Yeah, sure. It's
I think we're still giving away stuff. So we don't want to end the stream quite yet.
Still need to collect a few names from the winners.
Thank you guys for watching. I know a couple guys will be back up on Discord. I'm just watching the stream here. Let me put that up on the screen here. Sorry guys. There we go. Have we spoiled any other cards here? Let's see. Any cool things you want to show off? We saw a lot of them in the game, actually. I think.
Is there anything any cards they didn't see on the main deck?
Or thinking.
We're going to be posting these also.
We are. They're going up, so you guys will have a chance to kind of really go through and look at them. I
How
think.
about the poet?
I was actually gonna show off Isidore. He's a bit unique and kind of fun to talk about. So this is Isidore. He's one of our bosses. And when he comes out, if you cannot defend against him, he gives you an affliction. You want to talk about what afflictions are?
Right. Okay. Yeah, an affliction is a negative is a negative ongoing, essentially, that is going to affect you while that boss is on the stack over there. His particular affliction is Drain Soul, so he actually turns off your champion power. So if you are Monica Shin and you buy 2 cards, that's just, you're not going to trigger your draw or destroy. So that is what an affliction looks like, and that you'll see that in your ongoing zone.
And he just knocks out your. And then as soon as Isidore gets defeated, then that affliction goes away. There's no way to remove it. If you can't avoid that attack for the entire time that Isidore is the boss, he has that kind of affliction on you.
Yeah, the Milky Eye does not get rid of afflictions.
Correct.
So
there's no way to kind of gain that.
Made clear.
There was one other one you wanted to see. It was another boss, I thought.
You know what were there any bosses we didn't see? The bosses are hard because we can't always see the attack. Let's look at the Valorous Hunter. We never got that going.
This is a fun card.
So remember how we were buying all those Valors and they're worth 0 victory points?
We actually ran out of Valors in that
game. We actually ran out because the lineup was a little tough. But if you've got a lot of Valors in your deck, this guy is pretty fun because you can actually just destroy a Valor. You're not losing any victory points. So you're doing a little gambling. You're basically deciding, do I want 2 power or the next 3 cards in my deck?
And then if you choose not to, you get a Valor. So you're the hunter kind of recharges itself. If you don't have any Valor in your hands, then
if you don't have a Valor in your hand or choose not to destroy the Valor, you actually then gain a Valor put in your hand.
So it's a fun kind of build around, like you said, especially if you have a lot of Valors, because drawing 3 cards is a very powerful.
Drawing 3 cards cycles through your deck faster. Typically plus 2 power. Typically plus 2 power. It might be boring for the current game state, So technically, if you have one in your hand and destroy it, you get to cycle through faster, and cycling is pretty good. So.
Sure. One quick question I think that came up was the async mode. So it's kind of interesting. When you're playing online, you mentioned this earlier, you set a time limit, and that is the total time that each player has in the entire game to play. So it could be 30 minutes, which means you need to move along pretty fast. That means the entire time when I'm playing, it starts counting down, and I only have 30 minutes of play time.
Is that the fastest?
That's the smallest, yeah. Okay. It can go up to a couple hours or up to 24 hours. So if you had 4 players online,
for online,
24 hours each would be potentially a 4-day game if we all burned through our 24 hours. So that won't be long. While they are asynchronous, they really don't have to. If everybody's online and just fully engaged and playing, then you're there and it's going to move really fast.
Everything live.
Yeah,
with
live.
30 minutes, you don't want to be putting your phone down.
You don't. Exactly. So we feel like that mode is virtually live. And if you get disconnected or something, you get a little bit of forgiveness. You can get reconnected and get back in. The longer games, if you want to set it up for a couple hours or 24 hours, those are really kind of the asynchronous ones. So we've got a couple other modes that I'm not going to talk about. They're planned. Something that we want to do maybe as we go a little further. Those will be true live online modes. There's no asynchronous play on those because they're just a little different.
And what about offline against human opponents? Do we want to talk about
we're not really doing pass and play at this point. I think we talked about having multiple humans, and the game supports it, but there was some hitches, I think. So we may add that mode. It's a valid mode where you're in the car or you're next to someone, you can pass and play. It needs to put a screen up to kind of go in between each turn.
Most people have their own device,
but it is something we're looking at. All right, I think we're done. Any other questions from the group? Again, thank you guys. We'll be on Discord. The beta we're planning for. Don't hold me to it. We're planning for next week. If we can just sort out, we've got maybe 3 or 4. You saw some of the bugs. 3 or 4 bigger bugs that we need to get resolved before we release it.
Hi, KK.
All right. Thanks, everybody.